Hello Capricorn and welcome to the Astroflower. That wants to jump out. That's going straight in the middle there. 3 of Pentacles. That's really good for you guys. There's going to be a reading from the 13th through to the 20th of June here on the Astroflower. If you want to know more about that, there's loads of links in the description below to find all about the petals, elements, qualities, loads of stuff in the Astroflower. So how was it going last week? Did you manage to take a bit of pressure off yourself? Did you manage to allow your pleasure to flow? It might have been actually quite difficult for you, depending on when you were born, obviously. But as a Capricorn myself, we have human rhythms within us. And there is one that's a particular one, which is a 9-month rhythm. And just before our summer months, which is coming into that now, it's in the series of Cancer. In our summer months, you get that week before your birthday where you get a bit of, and I had that this week. So, it was very interesting. Long time since it's been so proactive, that rhythm. But it also goes into Saturn. If you've been paying attention to, we've been doing some sort of solar eclipse readings, and we also did some blood moon readings, which you can find on our channel. But we've also got the Saturn, which is going into retrograde. That went into retrograde this week. I think it was the 7th or the 8th of June. But it's coming out of retrograde in Aquarius in the 23rd of October. So we've got the eclipse on the 25th of October, the retrograde of Saturn, or Saturn coming out of Aquarius on the 23rd. But before that, on the 5th, we also have the second lunar eclipse. So it's all bunching together. There's some real rhythms between Taurus and Scorpio at the moment. And I think everybody's feeling it. I did an energy update on the Cymatic TV, which is our sister channel, where we get messages from the Earth. We go into the chakra sequencing of the vibration that's coming through the ley lines. And, the main message was basically, you can probably see it playing here. The main message was that we've got to take a good hard look at ourselves collectively, and that means obviously individually as well, in order to do that collectively. But if you've been on the Astroflower path for some time now, as we've been doing these readings for some time, you should be getting into a rhythm, so you should almost see those sort of things that you should be looking at before they get there. So you can sort of arrange them before they're directly in front of you. That's the beauty about the Astroflower. That's what it tries to help you do, sort of anticipate in a way, so you can confront life on the here and now, and it doesn't have to be a massive overhaul. Yeah, there is changes coming in, and certainly Capricorn, for you guys, I think this period between June and October is really important, because Pluto comes out of the house of the sign of Capricorn as well during that period, and we've been in Pluto for a very long time, so it's actually good to be coming out of it. And this is this sort of like arranging period, this preempting, this organization period between June and May through to October. So there's a lot of things going on for you guys. You've probably been feeling it. I hope you did take a bit of pressure off yourself. I didn't, and I paid the price. And that's what happens if you just get involved in life, don't you? Everybody gets involved in life, and then the universe sort of like pulls you up by your britches and sort of said, hey. And they certainly did. The universe did sort of pull me up this week, and I got the message just sort of saying, just stop it, just stop everything. And I did eventually. But us Capricorns, we're a little bit headstrong. Anyway, I'm waffling. Don't let me waffle off, because I'll be gone for days. Let's get on to your reading, yeah? Okay, so this is the relationship side, and this is your financial sort of side, and this is the energy that's running through you with your karmic paths on here. Let's just get a quick look on what's going on you for this week. There's a lot of interaction with the outside world by the looks of things. A lot less introspective going on. And I think that's because maybe you should have had that between the 6th and the 13th, maybe. Of helping to realise to have that fair exchange and and to let your love light shine. But it seems like there's things that you've been building on in the past. Excuse me, building on in the past that is now coming to the surface, and as it's coming to the surface, you can really start putting a bit of meat on the bone, or decorating the tree, as it were, once the tree's in the house. And this is what it seems to be like here, where it's definitely seems to be a lot more important than these top three cards. So we'll see that at the end, because these are how the guides are sort of influencing your conversation, and this is how you combine the lot. And so it's definitely building up to a crescendo, and that'll probably flow into next week, but we'll see how it goes. Let's start with the karmic path anyway, and let's see what's going on there, because we use the cards as a way of clarification rather than the actual message. Okay. Yeah, this is coming up through. It seems like it's been there for some time, and it is. So it's a card of disappointment, but really, that person, if they realise they've actually got 2 cups there that are full. If you stop looking into the past and look to the future, that's probably where you're going to find your good stuff, your love, as it were. Okay, and I think obviously, so it's pulling you towards other people by the looks of things with the three of Pentacles, but we'll see how that sort of plays out. So on this karmic path here, I think it's pushing it's coming from the interior of you, so it's an overall thing that's been coming for a long time, and it may not be done this week. It probably might be done the next week or the following week. We'll see in next week's reading, but it seems to be flowing up through you and pulling you up to being involved in the outside world, being involved in the interaction with the world around us. And so that's what your karmic path is not to look at the past necessarily this week, but to enjoy your future. That's what it seems to be like. And it seems to be, as I said earlier on, it's definitely a lot going on up there. Let's see how the universe is trying to guide your karmic path, as it were. Let's just see what the universe is pushing into the same way. It's almost trying to put you in line with your long-term future. This is a very karmic position to be taken, almost like the 6 of Swords scenario, where the universe is really pulling it through you. They're sort of saying, let's just push you through. Don't worry about it. You don't even have to think about it. You just be there. Be there fully and fully in. Yeah, so it's the King of Wands. So very, very, it's not joking around. The universe is not joking around this week. They're going to really push you into being sociable, into making those connections, doing a bit of networking, and enjoying that networking with other people. And it's in the here and now. Don't necessarily think that the concrete stuff's going to happen now. This is very much sort of like seeing all the buds just turning into fruits. That's what it seems like here. So don't look to the past. So be a bit careful of that, because you do have, as I said, we have those rhythms, and I showed earlier on, Capricorn has that dip just before summer. I didn't actually feel it, I'd finish off on that. So the dip in the summer, and this is the week just before the 6-month period before your birthday. And it only lasts a very short period of time, but this year seems to be it hits home hard. Well, it did with me anyway. It depends on everybody's situation. It may not hit home hard with you because you're in a good place. It's not that I'm in a bad place, but obviously I wasn't paying as much attention. I have been moving house, so that has preoccupied me. So let's just see how the guides sort of like, this is similar sort of thing. So this is how the guides are trying to influence your karmic path on your spiritual, your relationship side. And this is pushing in here as well. And it's almost as if it's like it's guiding it rather than actually contributing to it. It's kind of sort of like making sure it stays on the same track. So it's a very focused, your guides seem to have one idea in mind, and that's for you to forget your past, move on for your past, and move on to your future. I'd like to go in to read that, but we'll see what's going on there. So temperance, timing. This is the time to allow the universe to take over for you, to take a bit of the strain. Okay, so I did say last week, time to take the pressure off yourself, Capricorn. And this week here, it's going to be forced upon you. I think it would be wise for us to yield. I would be wise, Capricorn, to yield to the universe. The universe tends to know what it's doing. We may not understand the story or understand the reasoning for some time after that, but you know, it's definitely something that we should be yielding to. I've got a runny nose now. I do apologise. Okay, so let's go. So this is different. This is how you guys, let's have a look at how you guys are trying to influence the conversation that is within you. This is different. This is more about you, more about your positioning, how you encourage, how you engage with the world around you, with other people, how you see opportunities, see things that are happening for you, see how things are happening for you in the here and now. That's what it does. There is a little bit that's pulling it in from the outside, but this is real contribution in the sense that your guides will give you that heads up, that little voice inside you that sort of says, that looks like an interesting relationship to have. And this doesn't necessarily mean lovers. This could also mean friends, family. You know, this is what I mean by relationships. It doesn't necessarily mean one-to-one relationships. But if you're looking for that, you'd probably be good to listen to those voices to sort of say, that's probably a person that would be worthwhile learning more about or, discovering life with, King of Swords, look at that. It's really powerful on your relationship side and on your spiritual sort of side as well. Because this is the spiritual side as well. And look at that. You've got the King of Wands, you've got the Temperance and the King of Swords. Yeah, you're going to be the toast of the town by the looks of things in the way of relationships. There's something, it's as if like the world is catching up to your understanding that you actually got it right. You called it right and you were called an idiot maybe at the time. That sort of thing, that sort of scenario where, you said, to your could be to your friends, don't do that or else we might have troubles. And everyone said, don't be worried, don't worry about it, we'll be all right. And they go ahead and do it, you get involved, and yeah, it goes a bit wrong. But you're the one who's already can see it coming up, so you're standing a little bit off and then you can start kind of go, and pull people out. That's that whole sort of, you're gonna be the one this week. It seems like you're gonna feel that it comes out of somewhere which might have been a bit annoying actually, watching other people do things that you kind of think, that's going to be a mess. And, having to just allow them to go through it because no one can command other people to do things. So, yeah. So it's definitely, I would listen to that voice there. It's going to help you how to to get the best interaction with your relationships and all types of relationships around you at this present time. I just do want to go back to that Three of Pentacles and see what the message is there from the overall message that's coming through there. It's coming from this side. So maybe that's what that wall was all about that was taking here with the Temperance card. It's pushing there because there's a bit more fire on that side. So there's well, you've got the Three of Wands already at the base. And you've got the Three of Wands, you've got the Three of Pentacles as well. This is definite. This could be contracts and new pathways to go on, new jobs. This is definite change in your financial situation around you. Let's have a look. Let's get this message now. What's going on with the Three of Wands here? Excuse my cold. I should get a tissue really, but I haven't got one. And I don't want to go looking for one right now. It's almost as if you are the wind that makes that wave. So you've been trying something, you've been pushing something, and this could be this side. This could be tying to this side that you've been pushing something and people start saying, what are you doing, Capricorn? Why are you pushing that? You know, what? And it seems like that's creating a wave now that's going to allow you to, yeah, go surfing and enjoy yourself in your financial success. That's what it looks like. I didn't actually get that one from there, did I, really? Because I said it was all coming from the financial sort of side. There's more than one opportunity here. There's several. It seems like they're interconnected with one another, but there's several opportunities. Okay, so that's what the Three of Pentacles is all about. The Three of Wands was, you know, realizing that you've done the work here, Capricorn, and you're going to get your rewards for it. You know, let's see how the universe is trying to guide that karmic path on your financial sort of side. They're doubling up on what you've been doing. So you might have been squirreling away doing, preparing a project or working in a job that you wanted to progress, you wanted to get much further in, you wanted to do a real career in it, or starting a project, so like building a house. It starts with marking the ground of how you're going to do the house and everything like that, and doing the design. So there's a lot of background work that no one actually sees. And the universe has appreciated this, I think. And the universe is sort of saying, you put in a dollar, the universe put in two. For every dollar you put in, the universe is going to double it. For every pound you put in, the universe is going to double it. And that's what it seems like. It says it got your back. With the Five of Cups, it is the end of, they're sort of signaling here, this is the end of the hardship of that Pluto that I was talking about. It's that first real big wave coming through, kind of, it's almost Capricorn as if you're being released from something that's been around for 10, 12 years. You know, and I think this is what it is. The universe is sort of kind of going, this is a new wave. The old stuff that may have been difficult, we're leaving that in the past now. Let's see how the guides sort of influence your karmic path with this. They're responding to this wave you are created, or you have created. And it's almost as if like, it's the backwash of life that's pulling that wave. As the backwash comes in, that wave gets pulled even higher till it eventually arcs and breaks. And this is what, you're that wave coming in. Capricorn, you're that wave coming in, and your guides is kind of going, well, let's pour some more water into this. Let's get this wave as big as possible. So it's really quite nice. Fortune, look at that. It is making that wheel that I'm on about. Yeah, so it's really nice, lovely. I like that. So that's good, Capricorn. Let's just see. So this is it. They're signaling the change of fortunes. Okay, so let's see how your guides are here. This is much more solid than this side, than the relationship side. It's much more, has a lot more weight. Has a very similar aspect to here. So the voices that are kind of saying, what about that idea? Or what about that opportunity there with that client? Or with that supplier? You know, there's, or that type of how to run your business. There's a lot of things, very solid things that are going to help you construct something that has some real foundation for you. Seven of Wands, concentrating on your path of what you're doing in that work thing. If you do concentrate on that part, that togetherness and those opportunities will turn up by themselves, because you're destined to work with other people or in groups, or getting involved in greater sort of schemes, as it were. Just remember where you've come from. I think that's what they're saying there. Don't forget that you've done a lot of the work here, Capricorn. Let's just see how the overall ending of this, and this is really nice. Well, it is really nice. It is really nice, but it's almost bringing those two waves together, and the potential is phenomenal. It's huge potential by the looks of things. It's if you've done that work and you're ready and you've taken that time off now and you take it easy and you just sitting on that board and you can see that wave coming, It's that moment of calm before you start turning around and paddling that surfboard to get that wave. And that's what life is a little bit like. You're in that moment there, that calm here, and the wave is just growing with intensity. Ace of Cups, absolutely lovely ending. You're going to be really, because you had the two of Swords last week in that position there. And so you're going to be able to, I think the more that you offer out is the more that you're going to bring people in. So if you open up to possibilities within the world around you and you express them and you ask people about, oh, what about that idea? Do you reckon we could do it like this with my company and your company? Maybe we could do something. And this is how it's going to, but it's opening up your heart and trusting. I think it's trusting as well the other people and trusting the whole process now and allowing that wave to come through, rather than sort of saying, is that wave going to break me, or is that wave going to be strong enough for me to stand up on my board on? Just using that wave to actually, progress through life. You're going to love it. I think I might have even said it last week. Or I might have done it on, I might have said it last week. But it's going to build respect and respect and people are going to like being with you. I've forgotten the word now. Where people are going to enjoy being in your presence. You're going to have that vibe around you that's you're going to be very popular. That's the word I'm looking for. So popularity can really work for you this week. I think in a good way. In a very, very good way. So it's gonna, with that popularity that comes through, you've got to realise that if you take that wave, you've got to do something with it. And as this wave is cresting this week, how you set yourself up, and it's going to lead you beautifully into next week, that possibly next week is that joy of getting that wave and going and riding it and combining a little bit of business success with your relationships and being that solid person within that community that is around you and having a bit more success in your life will allow you to then say, well, what can I do with this wave? How can I surf this wave? How can I play up and down it? And next week will give you a really good idea of how you can play on that wave by the looks of things coming up next week. So next week could be really a lot of opportunities, and that would be good to find out what's going on then. So there you go. You can tie this in with your monthly reading that I did for June. I hope you did enjoy it. If you are already part of the Astroflower family, lovely to see you back for the Astroflower family meeting. If you're not already part of the Astroflower family, it is very easy to do. All you got to do is subscribe and click that bell. We are starting to do other stuff as we gradually get these studios into place on this channel, but also on our sister channel, which is called Cymatic TV. I also did a podcast on people that I've met. Mike from the End of the Road podcast. I'll put a link in the description below for that, and it goes into the near-death experiences and so forth. And very good, really lovely show. Mike does an absolutely amazing job, and he's been doing it for some time. He should get a lot more views. He gets a lot as it is, but he should get loads more, I think. So it'd be good to go over there and pop in there and see what Mike's doing on the End of the Road podcast. Anyway, in the meantime, don't forget, Capricorn, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.